Hello, hello, hello. Today I want to talk about uh, traveling here in the Philippines, getting around, and say, for instance, you come here and something happens and you get sick, or something extraordinary happens. Maybe you fall or slip on a rock, or slip in mud, fall on the ground. And so today we're going to talk about that briefly. Hi, guys. Today we're going to talk about a subject that can hit really close to home. What if you come here and you're single and you really don't know your way around, but what if you come here and you get sick? Do you have someone take you to the hospital? Do you have someone to help you? Do you have someone to help you through the particular guidelines that here? Because sometimes, depending on where you are, it's different. It's different here in where I live. It's different. It'd be a lot different than it is 100 miles from now or 100 kilometers from here. Different in Manila, different in Cebu. And what I mean by that, some will say, hey, I need, before you come in the hospital, I need some kind of payment. Some will say, Omer grabbed one of these, one fell on the floor because the other night karaoke, I had to put these in my ears, it was too loud. And that still does not cease the noise. That's how loud it was. But you come here, you get sick, and you need help. And maybe before you get into the hospital, they're going to ask you what kind of insurance you have. You don't have insurance, you can't come in. So you need to be prepared for that. Recently, an American he's married to a Filipina. And this particular Filipina, she loves him up to a certain extent. He sometimes may not get fed. He sometimes may not get his food. He may sometimes not get his things that a wife should do for him. And he said to me that, I'm hungry. And I said, well, what about the sisters and aunts and uncles and nephews and all the other stuff? I said, well, basically, they have their own lives. They can't be feeding me, and I can feed myself only up to a certain extent. But you got to realize this guy's in his 80s. And he's been married to this Filipina for a few years. And basically, she does her thing and feeds herself and makes enough for herself and doesn't feed him. So in getting with a relationship, you have to really decide even if a relationship goes sour after a period of time, even in the Bible, get out of there. If you're having a complication with your wife or the children that she has or the nieces that they have, and they're constantly at your house and they're drinking and coming in, you have to put a cease to it. And you have to figure out and take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to take care of you, right? This particular 80-ish-year-old, I think he's 84 to be exact, is what he said. He's saying to himself that, I wish I didn't get married. I wish I did not come here. But this is after a few years, and he says, now I'm broke. She's drained me. It can take a few years, and that can happen. And it can happen the day, the week, the month you're here, or 1 year or 5 years or 10 years down the road. So, and he's developed some type of, I think he has diabetes. He's down, his feet are swollen, they're cracked and bleeding, and things like that, and he needs to go to the doctor, but there's no one to take him to the doctor. So, he's asked his wife, can you take me to the doctor? Can you, and it's not saying she doesn't necessarily feed him. She feeds him, but she feeds him at her convenience, not like eat on time thing, as they always do here. Eat on time, drink plenty of water, take your medicine, take care of you. And if you get in that situation where someone's not taking care of you at all, or just taking care of you part of the part-time job, you need to rethink your relationship with that person. If you're married, and you're on an SRV visa or tourist visa or a 13A visa, just get out of the relationship. You're better just to pack up your things, even though the house is hers, and just go down the road. because there's plenty of people out there that will take care of you. You could actually hire somebody to take care of you and probably pay them 8,000 peso a month to take care of you, and they will do that. And I mentioned that to him. Hire someone. Move out of the house. Get another place. But she has the bank records and all the other things, so she can control that. And it really disheartened me this morning a little bit, because I'm reading this, and I've been talking to the guy a couple of days, and I'm reading this, and when he's telling me his feet are bleeding, I said to myself, who in their right mind will let their husband's feet bleed or feel sick or things like that? And who would let them get to that part? And you know as well as I do that it happens in USA, it happens throughout the world, but you want to be able to take care of your wife, your husband, your children, and things like that. He said that her children are nice to him, only a certain part. It's like, I feel like they're taking money from me. I feel like that I'm there for the money and not there for anything else. So he's really in a bad situation. I'd hate to know that I get into my 80s and something like that happen. So you'd have to really think about your relationship and make sure it's solid, because if it's not solid, it's not going to last. So many guys recently have arrived here in the last 5-6 months that have realized and gotten married. Another guy married 6 months ago realized that he's not happy here. The wife that he has married, her true colors are coming out now. Well, that's the reason you date for a year and then get married, or date for 2 years and then get married. You don't get married immediate. You say, okay, I want to marry you. You propose to him, and then marry him a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, or 4 years down the road. But this American, I feel for him. He needs help. I have no one in that area. I'm not saying money. He has money. It's not about that. He needs help mentally, physically, to get to the doctor. It's not about that. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with the relationships. So this relationship thing that he has with her is kind of nil to none. So you really have to think about everything that is happening there. And you have to really think about what is right, and what is right. So the shout out to him. His name is John, and he lives up in Luzon. And he is someone that really needs some help. He's someone that really needs some guidance there, But if you're with a Filipina and she starts going sour at you after the first year or two, walk away. I'm telling you. If she's sour and she has tempo and everything else and you guys can't work it out, it's better off to cut the cord. Why would someone go through and live through heck if someone's not talking to you, if someone's not giving you time, if someone's not helping you, if someone is ignoring you, if someone has tempo, if someone is doing that? I'm telling you guys. And for some reason, it seems to be like, why is 5 people in the last 2 weeks messaged me because of that situation? It's because they come here thinking of a great and exciting life, and it is. But then on the other hand, make sure you know there are many types of Filipinas here. There are types of Filipinas that want to get married and will love you to the day you die. There are Filipinas that are what I call midstream. They're on and off with tempo, on and off, and this there for whatever reason, just for companionship. Then you have a third Filipina that's just there for the money. And you just have to find the ones that are like that are not about the money always, and find number one. And some of the Filipinos are going to get mad at me for saying this, because they already know. I mean, Rafi Tofo's lines are bombarded all the time for relationship issues, for men and women both, and for the men cheating and for the women cheating. I always thought it was always the man cheated the most. Here in the Philippines, it's different. It's different. It's men and women both cheat. In U.S., it's a little different. Men will cheat more so than the women will cheat, I think. I found that to be noticeable in my past. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. I want you guys to tell me if I'm wrong. I think that I just want to do this video for guys that are out there. If you're finding a little turmoil now, work it out now, and don't put up with it later on. Don't put up with it, because you'll find yourself better off not dealing with it. A lot of activity out there. I hope you guys can't hear it. Or is going to cut some kind of something today out in the farm for enjoyment. God bless everybody, and thank you so much for always watching.